Hi, everybody. Welcome to Thrive in 5. I don't know if you can hear the music. We're hoping that Facebook won't take the video down. But this is a song that actually our friend Misty Tripoli's nephew has created. So we use this in Groove all the time. So I'm hoping that you guys can hear it. But we always love to start our Thrive in 5s with a little music. I feel so good. Let us know in the comments how you're feeling today. Hopefully this music will get you up a little bit. Get you pumping, get you moving, and then we're going to officially start in about 30 seconds. Give everybody time to arrive and say hi. Let us know when you're here. We'll be reading comments. Alexandra will be here with us as well. Hi, Carol. How you feeling? Let us know in the comments how you doing. I'm going to turn that music up just a little bit.
Hopefully you can hear it.
Hi, Emma. Nice to see you. The song is I Feel Good. I'm hoping you can hear it. Hi, Raj. Nice to see you. Thank you for being here, everybody. Welcome to Thrive in 5. We're going to get started in about 20 seconds, giving you guys time to arrive. We'll say hi to everybody in just a moment. Hi, Kellyanne. Thank you for being here. Let us know in the comments how you're feeling. Let us know where you're tuning in from as well. And let us know if you need anything. Did you get the workbook? There's the way I feel. So good. All right, 15 seconds. We're going to get going. Hi, Zoe. It's the way I feel. How you feeling? Ooh. I feel so good. I feel so good right now. Hi, Teresa. I feel so good. I feel so good right now. Woo. All right, we'll bring it down. We could just keep bopping here. We'll just have a full-on dance party all day, and then we're going to feel great. We're going to feel amazing. So welcome, everybody, to Thrive in 5, your healing scavenger hunt. When you arrive, please say hi. Let us know in the comments how you're feeling. Our team is here, so they're going to be answering questions and comments as they come in. If you need anything, please make sure that you let our team know. If you need the workbook, the map, if you have no idea what's going on and you need the link to register, just pop it in, say, yes, I need help, or yes, I need a link, and we will help you. Hi, Sylvia. Thanks for being here. So grateful to have y'all. Let's just say hi to the peeps on Facebook. Hi, Megan. Nice to have you here. Hi, Adriana. Hi, Zoe. Kellyanne, Sonia, Emma, Carol. And if we haven't yet said your name, it's because you haven't shown up here on the thread. So we're just going to, we're just going to keep on rolling. So before we do that, hi, Sylvia. Thanks for being here. So we are streaming on YouTube and we're streaming in our Facebook group because we got some messages over the night. At midnight, I was answering emails and some people said, I don't have Facebook any longer. And I said, no problem. We're going to stream on YouTube as well. So we're watching comments on YouTube. We're watching you all here in the Facebook group. And we're going to do a quick introduction of ourselves before we dive on in so that you guys get settled and get into your groove and into your space because we're going to talk about healing in a very powerful way, really strengthening your inner awareness and strengthening your inner connection. So my name is Tara Antler.
And I'm King Gabriel.
And we are the co-founders of Ascension Academy of Light, which is a global center now. I think we're in like 17 countries. We've been doing what I call this non-work for 22 plus years now as intuitive healers, soul coaches, and spiritual teachers. And the Ascension Academy of Light got birthed. Well, there's always been something in existence with you and I.
Yes.
And after I got pregnant with Aria, we decided to bring our businesses together and the Ascension Academy of Light was born. And since that time, we, like I said, have been in over 17 countries. We specialize in meditation, intuitive healing, expanding your intuition, manifestation mastery,
and creating beautiful
outcomes
yes.
And healing, which is what we're going to be talking about here today. And so one of the things that I love to do most is really be able to go through the truth and the realness of things. Gabriel and I are not afraid to walk the shadow with you if that's what you need to do. We're not afraid to walk in the light if that's what you need to do, or somewhere in between, the sticky middle, as we like to call it. We're not afraid to walk through those places. And I think sometimes when it comes to healing, we're all at different stages and places when it comes to healing and our self-awareness. And so it's really important to be able to be in spaces where you can show up and just be you and be like, hey, like I'm feeling great, or I'm feeling meh, or I'm going through the messy middle, or I'm going through some pretty heavy stuff right now. I get that. You know, many of you know that the last 2 years, I feel like my family, the Antler family, has gone through a lot of different things with my parents. And this Christmas, it was really intense. And so, and Gabriel too, like you've gone through a lot. When I first met you, your mom passed away. We moved back from California to Trinidad.
Yep. Life offers us those moments to deal with, right? And, you know, we learn about ourselves in those moments, definitely.
Yes,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
And so we're here to say that wherever you're at in your journey, in your experience, we are here. We are going to do our best to hold the most compassionate, beautiful space for you for wherever you are at. We'll meet you where you're at energetically, spiritually, and mentally, emotionally. And then we're all going to rise together. We're all going to lift together because our intention is to create a shift. That's the one thing that I've come to know as a healer for the last 22 years. Same thing for Gabriel, is that, and we're going to talk about this more today, is that healing doesn't need to take a long time. I think that's a misconception that many people have, is that you need to be in therapy for 5 years or 10 years or your whole life in order to uncover the things and the pieces and then create some alleviation. And we're here to kind of bust that myth and be able to create an expansion around that. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk about strengthening your inner awareness and your connection to yourself. We're also going to give you the next item on your scavenger hunt. And for those of you that are just tuning in, the reason why we're doing a scavenger hunt, a healing-based scavenger hunt, is for this very reason, that people believe that healing's hard. And I said to Gabriel, you know, I remember a time when healing was really hard, when I first started my spiritual journey. And then when I learned the right tools and I really started to connect deeply to myself, healing started to happen very, very fast, like overnight sometimes, within 5 hours, within 5 minutes. And so we said, let's bring some joy and some fun into this conversation of healing so that healing gets to be easy for you, that you actually get to have some transformation happen very quickly. And that is our intention. So that's why we did a healing scavenger hunt. So we're going to give some context for the things that you are exploring and what you're finding and why that's important. And everything that we do in this scavenger hunt, whether it's an item or a teaching, we want you to take that and take it in. It's one thing to have something external to you, like an essential oil or a crystal or something like that. But once you take the teaching in, the wisdom in, now you get to embody it. And this is really, really important for Gabriel and I, is that you all become very embodied in these tools and these teachings. And some of you are going to feel the energy as we go through this together. Some of you are going to feel the body buzz. Some of you are going to feel the, some of you might cry. Some of you might have movement of energy. I want to say it's all okay. Whatever you feel, whatever you experience, whatever you hear internally, whatever this journey is for you, trust that it's okay, and trust that we're here to hold you. And if you need any extra support, please reach out to myself, Gabriel, or Alexandra Ramundi. She's our head of client success. She's one of our healers and coaches on our team as well. We're here to support you. So if you need anything at all, we're here. If you hit one of those stubborn points, you're like, ooh, that one really hit something, that's okay. Reach out to us. We're here. Okay. A couple little things that I want to make sure that you guys have are the map. We printed one out today. Our little scavenger hunt map. Hopefully you guys can see that. If you don't have the map as yet and you want a copy, just put map in the comments below and our team will make sure that you get the link. It was sent out in the email. If you want the workbook, which is a really beautiful, I don't know if you guys opened it and saw it, those of you that registered in your email, we did it a little bit different. It was like a golden seal that opens up. And it's like this beautiful letter to say, like, welcome to your scavenger hunt, right? And then inside there's space for you to take notes and to write and print them out. We've had people taking these Thrive in Fives for 5.5 years, and they actually have created their Thrive in 5 binders. Believe it or not, their own binder. And they have printed out all the Thrive in Fives that they've ever attended. So they have their own, what would you call it? Like a library compendium of Thrive in 5 notes and teachings, which is really, really powerful. If you want to come and play on Facebook and you have a Facebook account, make sure that you're in the group as well, because there's going to be some fun things going on. Lots of after party conversations happening. You can post videos and pictures of what you're finding. Every single time you guys post inside the Facebook group, or if you're not on Facebook, you can also pick your social media. If you're on LinkedIn or Instagram, just tag Tara Antlers so that I can count it. Your name's going to go into a draw. And one of our friends from Northern Ontario, she has this really beautiful crystal and healing store. She is going to be intuitively picking something from her store, and she's going to ship it for us. We're going to pay for it for you. We're going to do a draw for that item. And the more you play, we might give away some more items too. We've got t-shirts, we've got my Divine Oracle cards. There's all sorts of fun things. So if you decide to share your experience, and you post it in the Facebook group, your name will go into the draw. If you decide to post it on your social, for example, because you're having such a great time, make sure you tag Tara Antler so that I can count it. And if you share outside the group, we'll give you 2 ballots. Okay. So 1 to share inside the group, 2 to share if you want to share the word and spread the word, bring your friends, bring your family. Okay. And I think that's it. I think I got everything in terms of announcements. Let me just double check. Welcome, intro. The flow for this week is going to go like this. Each day we're going to cover 5 things. So this is Thrive in 5. If you've ever attended one of our Thrive in 5s, this one's going to be a little bit different. There are 5 components to each day. We're going to start with the core teaching that we want to deliver. Then we're going to move into contemplative question and belief shifting for you. So there's 2 parts, creating a belief shift and a contemplative question. Then we're going to give you the Thrive in 5 practice, and we're actually going to do that practice together. So it's going to be a 5-minute practice that's going to facilitate your healing and transformation. It's going to be super powerful. And then at the very end, we're going to give you the next item on your scavenger hunt list. Now, each day you want to go find those items, and then you can bring them with you if you want, but you'll definitely want to bring them to day 5, because you're going to see all of these 5 items plus the bonus one that we dropped yesterday and Monday. They're all going to tie together to create one thing. Okay, so you'll want to make sure that you bring them on Friday. Again, if you have any questions, reach out to myself, Tara Antler, King Gabriel Quincy Collymore, or Alexandra Ramundi. She's a head of client success for us. We're here to support you. We thank you. And let's set an intention then for our time. Yes, you want to set the intention?
Yes. So right where we are, just calming down into the space, receiving the positive energy and the flow of energy that is coming forward in this moment. We're excited. We're animated about this scavenger hunt, this Thrive in 5 scavenger hunt event. Let's set a beautiful intention to connect to the divine truth for each one of us, and that we discover exactly what's meant for us to discover in this time period, so that we go forward in life with a knowledge and understanding of our next steps, of what we intend to do, of what we intend to have an experience. And we open the space for that right now within ourselves to receive that, receive the fullness of that energy, of that intention, and it will unfold as we continue through this week. In gratitude to receive it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We always say, there's so many different ways to end a prayer, right? So with the kids, we started saying these prayers at night. And so I kept thinking like, amen, but I was like, is that really the one that I want to say? And then all of a sudden I just went, which was like our amen, but it was like,
it's delicious, right?
It's delicious and it's amazing and it's reaffirming. So that's how we end our like little, you know? Yeah. And the kids just love it because it brings the fun back into the spirituality conversation. And that's what we're here to do, is to bring the truth, to bring the highest intention, and to bring a lot more fun into our healing and our spirituality.
Yes.
So grab a pen, grab a workbook if you have one, or a notebook or piece of paper. You may want to take notes if you're the type of person that you just want to sit back and receive the energy and the channeling of what we're bringing through, because both Gabriel and I, we love to channel energy healing and high frequency light. So you're also going to be receiving that through this entire experience together. You can sit back and then you can come back and take notes later. The replays will be up for probably a week or so you can always come back and catch the replay. And I think we're ready to go.
Let's go.
Yes? Okay. So in your workbook, there's lots of space for you to be able to write. So you can use the workbook if you want, or like I said, you can just grab a piece of paper. And what we're going to be starting with is the conversation for today. So we're talking about awareness, strengthening your awareness and your inner connection. So that connection to self. So do you want to start there about the connection to self, and then I'll jump into awareness?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The connection to yourself. When we look at life and we're moving through life, we kind of have a sense that we're the center of our own lives, right? It might sound egocentric to some people, etc., but you're always partaking in every part of your life. It's not somebody else that's doing it for you, right? There are parts of your life that no one else sees, and you're always there, right? So being that part in your life is key to us to become aware of our part in that, right? What part are we playing in this grand scheme of things? And so when we're talking about diving deep into that, we're really talking about diving deep into yourself, discovering your reactions, discovering how you feel about certain things, right? And discovering the thoughts that you have on a continual basis that are having you perceive the world in that particular way,
Mhm.
right? So that's what we're beginning with. We're beginning with that position of the self and looking out from the self, yes, but being aware of what you're looking with.
Mhm.
What am I looking with,
Mhm.
right? You can go ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for me, self-awareness, I have to
Yes.
rewind the tape to when I
Yes.
was 14.
Yeah.
Because when I discovered meditation and yoga at that age, it was a very different time. Nobody was talking about meditation or yoga or healing. This was a very different conversation than what it is now. Like our kids know about meditation and yoga, right? Like I think most people do. But back then in 1992, nobody was talking about these things. And I remember sitting there in the stillness and really going in like that inner connection. And it started with just connecting to my breath. It started with connecting to my own body. And then all of a sudden, I felt myself connecting up and connecting to this, what I now call the divine light. And the moment this light, I connected to it, I felt this immediate, like as if somebody was behind me and went like this, and my whole body started moving. And I was like, I actually had to open my eyes and look behind me because I thought somebody was playing a trick on me and was like moving me. And I asked, in my mind, I was talking and I said, what was that? And they said, you just connected to the core of you, to the depths of you. You connected to the light. And now you get to have awareness. And so with awareness became number one for me for many, it still is, but for many years, as I grew, as I was growing, as I was doing my own inner healing and transformation, awareness of the self was number one. Awareness was key. This was the message that I received over and over and over again. Every meditation, every workshop, awareness was key. Awareness is key. Awareness is key. And I was like, okay, awareness is key. I got it. Right. And then as I was diving deeper into myself, that strengthened. That teaching, awareness is key. The depth of that really has revealed itself a lot over the last couple of years, where being able to know exactly what's going on in my body, to know exactly when there's something off, to know exactly what foods to eat and what to stay away from in a day, to be able to feel something in my body and be like, it feels a little strange. Like, what is that? Curiosity. And from curiosity, I could go deeper and I would be given immediate answers, immediate insight would come. And from that, then I knew what to do. And I think this is what awareness does for us. It gives us the ability to know what we're dealing with, why that thing is there, and then how to clear it. So the what, the why, and the how get answered for you when you have self-awareness. And that's what we want to do with you today, is we want to take you deeper into that feeling of self-awareness, the knowing. So it's not just a cerebral, yes, this is great, like great concept. We actually want you to have an experience of yourself.
Yeah. And I also want to say, based on that it's the ability to have a choice.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you were totally unaware and you were just doing everything on automatically, then you really wouldn't be free to make a choice or to create the change that you'd like to.
Yeah.
When you're aware, then you have the ability, as Tara was just saying too, the ability, number one, what am I looking with? And I now have a choice because I have options, because I'm aware that there are options, period. So that's what the awareness really is about, having that ability to move freely through the experience without anything that limits you to one perspective or bogs you down so that you can't make a choice. You need to be able to make a choice. Yeah.
And so awareness is akin to mindfulness.
Yes.
A lot of people, I think, let me know in the comments. I think most people are aware of mindfulness now.
Yes.
Mindfulness. So mindfulness is being aware in your mind of yourself, which also leads me to presence. It's about being so present with yourself, with your mind. And there's a lot of distractions in the world. We know this. Our focus is being taken off of ourselves all day long, all day, every second, from our phones to if you have kids, to if you have family, you have friends, you have work, you have things. Even if you have a physical ailment or you're not in your perfect state of health, that can cause a distraction for you. So now your presence is on the pain and not on what you actually want, which is healing. And maybe let us know in the comments, start there. How do I want to feel? You start to choose. How do I want to feel? Start with that. Because a lot of times, yes, we want to heal the body and miraculous things can happen in 5 minutes or a day. And we need to know how we want to feel. So everybody start there. Write it in your workbook. Let us know in the comments, how do you want to feel? Like I know for myself, I want to feel alive. I want to feel youthful. I want to feel vibrant. I want to feel vivacious. I want to feel love. I want to feel patience. I want to feel peace. I want to feel invigorated. Those are just a few, right? I know how I want to feel. So with that awareness of how I want to feel, now I can start to align myself and my focus on things that are going to support me and take my focus off the things that are not going to support me. Right? There's a lot of stuff out there. I know when I'm being drawn into something that's like, because it just leaves me feeling very unsettled. So I take my focus off of that. I come back to myself, my inner awareness of self. How do I want to feel? If you could even just start there, that's like half the energy. Gabriel's got to answer the call. He's got to answer the door. So start with presence. Presence, how you want to feel. That feeling will help create the momentum for what comes next in your body. Okay. So that's mindfulness. The other thing that I want everybody to agree to do today and for the rest of your life, take the pressure off of yourself. We put so much pressure on ourselves. We put pressure on ourselves to be perfect. We put pressure on ourselves to be beautiful. We put pressure on ourselves to say the right thing. We put pressure on ourselves to do the right thing. We put pressure on ourselves to be great parents. We put pressure on ourselves to know our path and our purpose. We put pressure on ourselves to be financially secure. I could go on and on and on, you see? So let's take the pressure off of ourselves for a moment. Let's imagine taking that big, heavy, wet blanket. It's like if you've ever had x-rays at the dentist, they put that lead blanket on you before you get the x-rays. And it's like, ugh, you feel the thud. Let's take the lead blanket off of us for a second, which is the pressure. Let's take the pressure off so that you can breathe a little bit bigger. You can breathe a little bit deeper. Can breathe a little bit more expansive. Let's breathe. Let's take the pressure off. Yeah, I want to feel peaceful and confident that I can do anything I choose to and then do it, right? Take the pressure off. Yes, put pressure on myself to let the pressure off. Totally, right? Like I put pressure on myself to take the pressure off, which is so wild that we do this to ourselves, right? So let's imagine for a moment, let's use the power of our visualization. Let's imagine if any of you have ever gone to the dentist and you've had to have x-rays and they put that lead heavy blanket on you and you just felt the thud. That's the pressure. Imagine in your mind for a moment that you're taking that off. And you're saying to yourself, I take it off. I take off the pressure. And imagine lifting that lead blanket off of you and just put it to the side. And then take a deep breath with me. And then let it all go through your mouth. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And let it out through the mouth. Another deep breath in through the nose. Out through the mouth. Take the pressure off. You're okay. You're safe. You're held. Now tap back in, bring your presence and your focus to how do I want to feel? How do I want to feel in my body? How do I want to feel in this life? What do I want to presence? What do I want to be mindful of? What do I want to be mindful of? This is your presence. This is your focus. Okay. So the journey within, this is what we're going to do in a few moments with our Thrive in 5 practice. We're going to take the journey within. We're going to actually go within and have an experience here. Okay. But before we do that, we have a question for you. And you can either let us know in the comments, you can write this down and do some reflective questioning about this or reflective writing around this. I think reflective questions are really powerful because they take you deeper inside yourself. I had an experience the other day. I was doing some reflective questions in a business mastermind that I'm in, and so much came through. When you have self-awareness, so much can come through. When you're just starting to scratch the surface, you might be like, something feels off. There's a little something there. I can't quite put my finger on. I don't know what that is. Keep writing. Keep asking the question, not from pressure, from curiosity. Okay, not from pressure, from curiosity. Got it? Not from pressure, curiosity. Be curious. Ask the question, be curious. When you start to do that and you get curious, it's almost as though everything gets revealed. Things start to be revealed to you. Things start to open up, which is incredible and amazing. Let it open up. Write down whatever comes. There's something so cathartic about writing. Write it all out. Then as the days progress, we're going to give you some tools to shift it and clear it. Because one of the things that happens is when we start to write it out, we're like, okay, great, I've got the awareness. Now what? Right? I just wrote it all out. Now what do I do with this? You're still kind of left with this feeling because you're left with the stuff. And I love journal writing, but you need to know how to clear it. You need to know how to move the energy, which is what we want to help you with this week. Okay. So the first contemplative question that we have for you is this. What has been tapping at you? What's been nudging you? What's been irking you? What's been like kind of scratching you a little bit where you're like, there's just this thing. What have you been dealing with? What's your body been doing? What has your health been doing? Where have your emotions been? Where have your thoughts been? Like if you look at yourself in your state of health and well-being and vitality, what's been tapping? What's been knocking? What's been nudging you to pay attention? Because that's what the body will do. When there's some sort of breakdown in our life, be it emotional, relationship, physical, healing, energetic, first there's like a little ear. And then there's like a tap. Tick, 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 tick. It's like getting a little tap on your shoulder. It's like somebody's going like this. Hey. It's like a child, right? They're like, hey, mommy, I need this. Hey. Or they're like, mommy. And you're like, hey, if we don't pay attention to that, we don't have the awareness of that, then what starts to happen, it's like a and then the can turn into a massive blowout. This is where we fall apart at the seams. This is where we have something major happen. If I go back to what happened with my parents this, Christmas, my dad, many of you know, had a stroke. And his heart, I'll say, was only functioning at 17% because we were working with him to rebuild his heart and get his heart back up. And so when you hear somebody's heart's only functioning at 17, not 70, 17%, you're like, whoa. And then when we found out when he went and had a scan, whatever it's called, MRI, I think it was, they said, well, did you know that you had a couple silent heart attacks probably in the fall? And he's like, no, I didn't. And I said to my dad, did you not feel anything? Like, did you not feel a difference? Did you not feel something? He's like, well, I felt indigestion. I felt a little off. I felt like I had shortage of breath for a moment, but that's no big deal. I didn't think anything of it. And I think what happens is we get so used to feeling not vital, not vivacious, not exuberant, not in our full youthfulness, and not in our pure light and health, that we start to slowly accept suffering. You hear this even from the Buddhist teachings. Suffering is inevitable, right? Yes, it's inevitable, but it doesn't mean you have to keep doing it and keep feeling it. Suffering is a moment. Suffering is a moment. But if you can look at what the suffering is and have an awareness, I'm feeling something here. There's a suffering, there's an offness. Now you can choose to change it. Now you can do something with it. But what happens is most people are like, I feel a twinge there. I feel something. I'll deal with it later. We stuff it under the rug. We stuff it under our couches. We don't have time for it. And then all of a sudden, there's this bigger energy that starts to, and this is where we have a massive breakdown. And that's when we're paying attention because we're like, what the F just happened? Because there's a major breakdown. But I think that if we start having self-awareness, keen self-awareness, strengthened self-awareness, we could catch these little tap, 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 the little nudge, nudge, nudge before the big push comes. So this is where I want you to look at yourself, your state, physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, energetically, your relationships, whatever pops out at you, financially, career-wise, whatever's the thorn in your side right now. Pain and healing can happen in any of those things. And then ask yourself that question, what's been tapping? All right, what's the nudge? Because those are the signals. And let us know in the comments or write it for yourself, okay? Whatever you feel called to. The second contemplative question that we have for you is this. How long would you like that nudge, tap, discomfort, suffering, pain? How long would you like that to last? How long would you like that to last? The third question we have for you is, how long do you think it would take you to heal it? Or how long do you believe it would take to heal that thing? Because we all have beliefs. You have a belief about everything. You have a belief that, how many of you have the belief that COLD, and I'm not going to say the word because I'm very mindful as to the words that I choose and I use. So how many of you believe that a COLD takes 7 to 10 days to pass through your system? Now, I know a lot of the people who have been in our community, whether it be Thrive in 5 or maybe Thrive Evolution, or maybe you've done some of our other certifications. If I asked you that question, how long do you think it takes to move through a COLD? You'd probably be like, what's COLD? Like, I don't even believe in that anymore. Or maybe you might say a day. Or maybe you might say it's a blip. It comes and it goes. It's gone within seconds. Who's right and who's wrong? Nobody. Nobody's right, nobody's wrong. It's a matter of perception, perspective, and choice. I choose to believe in what I want to believe in that's for me. And I choose to let go of the things that are not for me, that are going to keep me ensnared and caught in a loop where I have to perpetually suffer and be in pain. So you get to choose. Anything you want to add to that?
Yeah, I can say that when it comes to moving through things like you're saying, that time is sometimes looked at as, again, this linear thing that we have to go through a specific process of to get to something. And they say things like, for instance, time heals all wounds. That's something that you hear a lot and it's thrown around. But it's not really the time that heals the wounds at all. It's the change that takes place in that time, right? You must have the change. Time is the medium for change, really. So when you're looking at it, if you can make the change more quickly, then you'll take less time, right? You'll take less of that thing called time. Time is not like this measure of exactly the amount of this thing that it takes to get to that other part. If you change your mind instantly, then instantly that change can occur as well, right? And it shortens time. So this is what we're learning to do as well. We're learning to be quicker in transmuting the energy so that we can have instant results. Yeah.
And I just want to really congratulate and celebrate all of you for being here, because this is not a average conversation.
Yes.
Okay. There are so many people that are still in that space of believing that pain and suffering is just an everyday normal, and they accept that as such. Pain is just a thing that has to be. And to have this conversation, I really want you to celebrate yourself and congratulate yourself for being here and being open to having this conversation, because it takes something in your spiritual development to be able to open up to the possibility that what if healing could happen like that? What if it could be very quick? What if it could be a blip? What if it could be here and be gone tomorrow? Whatever the pain and suffering is. So this is the belief system switching that we want you to experience right now. So the question leads to the belief. It's going to show you what you believe. So another question that you could ask to start to uncover some of your beliefs, which we're going to clear as we go through the week. What do I believe about healing? What do I believe about healing? This is a very powerful question. It's a simple question, but it's a very powerful question, because you're going to get to see your own self in what you believe about healing. You could also say, what do I believe about pain and suffering? That's a whole other layer that could get uncovered for you. What have you accepted? I've seen so many people just be like, nah, I just have this like stubborn back pain that just never goes away. Oh yeah, my knees are just always sore. Oh yeah, I just get headaches. It's just a normal thing. I get headaches every week. And I'm like, what?
And pay attention to the fact that all of those things were time related as well, right? So a lot of that healing belief is wrapped up in time as well. Yeah.
Or, my throat's just always like scratchy. I'm always having to clear. Feels like there's something here.
Always.
Tap, 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 tap. That's like your body talking to you. That's the first thing. Your body's talking to you, telling you, hey, there's something going on. But are we going to listen? But then what happens is, as we start to listen, and this is why we're bringing this conversation forward, because as you start to listen, as we do this Thrive in 5 practice in a minute, as you start to deepen and listen, you're going to hit up your own beliefs. You're going to bounce up against them. The inner dialogue, what's possible, what's not. No, I should keep this. No, and it might not sound exactly like that, but that's really what's underlying. I'm supposed to be in pain and suffering. Or I've just adapted to having this thing.
This is the norm.
Pain and suffering is not the norm, but we've accepted it as such. Okay. So the belief system is this. This is the one that we want to bust through. You know, those videos now, we see this with the kids all the time. Something busted, myth busted, right?
Yeah,
So we're like belief
myth
busted,
busting, yeah.
right? Belief busted. We want to bust
Yes,
this belief,
yes,
okay? The
bust through
belief is healing takes time.
Mm.
This is the one that if you're going to write it down, healing takes time, put a big like
Strike
scratch
through,
through
a
it.
strike through.
Yeah. Healing takes time. Okay? Healing takes time. You want to talk about that a little bit? I feel like you got something you want to like.
I can expand on it, definitely.
Yeah.
This idea of healing taking time is again wrapped up in the same idea I spoke of before, in that we expect that just based on our past, this is past information, that let's say a COLD, like Tara said, would take 3 to 7 days or whatever that is. But I've seen instances where as soon as it comes and the person is aware of it, they are able to tap into that good feeling space and let their immune system go to work instantly. In fact, if you have studied or came across anything of the Wim Hof method and that sort of stuff, you would see that immune suppression and immune activation is possible. So you could have that disappear immediately. That's a change that takes place immediately. And that change causes a result immediately. So you don't have to go through that whole long process of 7 days. That's a belief, right? And that's just me bringing it down to an actual experience of that. And in many other ways, all these things that we may have believed about healing, in fact, some things that are seen as it's not unchangeable, beyond remission. What would that be called again? Incapable of being healed naturally. So let's just say that we've seen things like that disappear completely, right? So then whatever that belief is about healing and it taking a huge amount of time or it being impossible in some cases may actually not be true. In fact, there is evidence, if you are to go look for it, of people regrowing fingers, right? Which is not supposed to happen, right? But just like lizards could regrow their tails, maybe if that belief wasn't set in, there might be that happening, and it has happened already. So it's possible, right? So whatever we believe is impossible and whatever we believe is supposed to take a certain amount of time, we have to look at that again.
For yourself,
from a
because
new
you all are
perspective.
going to have different beliefs about this.
Yes. And those beliefs are what limit us and have us have a different experience to what we really want to have. So if we really want to have it, then we got to be willing to look at it and make that change, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So just like someone's commenting here about depression, right? So depression, some people would believe that depression, well, you're just going to have to be on meds forever. That's one belief, right? Yeah. Some people believe that depression is a state, that something happened, you experience something, and then if you shift the state, you will experience something different. Yeah. Some people believe that depression comes after grief, after major letdown and upset. Some people believe that depression is a hormonal, like in your endocrine system, something changes. And again, what's right and what's wrong.
Yeah, and some people believe depression comes from a state of feeling that you can't make change. No matter what happens, things are going to be exactly the same. So there's no use trying anymore. Might as well give up. Yeah. That's basically what that state comes to be, right? Some people believe that. But if you know, based on what we're saying here, that you can make change, that you're still capable of making change, then there comes that little sliver of what we call hope initially, but that hope grows into a strength that's greater than that eventually, and you have a conviction about it, and you can make the transformation, right? So these are the things we're looking at, and it's not beyond you. None of it.
You first have to look at the belief.
Yes.
So this is how you bust the belief around this. Yeah. You have to stop avoiding it.
Yeah.
You have to stop avoiding the thing. Avoidance will actually take time and make it seem really long. So we have to stop avoiding the thing, avoiding the pain, avoiding the suffering, avoiding that not feel good, avoiding conflict, avoiding not wanting to deal with it, avoiding I don't know how to deal with it, pop a pill, take a thing, go do another ceremony, whatever it is. We have to stop avoiding the thing and look at it. The moment you have awareness, we're talking about awareness today. The moment you have awareness, when you look at something, any of you that believe in the quantum theory, right? Wave or particle. The moment you look at something, it becomes something. The moment you shine light on something, you see it. So when you shine light, your attention, your energy, your focus goes to that thing. Now you can see it. And now once you see it, and again, we're going to give you some tools this week, then you use your tools to move the energy. You know what to do with it. So you see it, and then you're like, I know what to do with this. So you don't feel helpless. You don't feel incapable. You don't feel disempowered anymore. You actually know what to do with it from self-awareness. I feel this twinge. I feel this thing. I feel this nudge. I feel this offness. What is it? And this is what we're going to do the Thrive in 5 practice. What is it? And we go in and you feel it. And from awareness is like half the healing. Awareness is half the healing. You shine light on it. Now you're like, oh, I see what I'm dealing with. I see what's there. You might even have a spontaneous like insight come as to why it's there, what contributed to it. You might even get some insight as to what you need to do to help facilitate that healing. But the avoidance of it is a big issue that's coming up a lot for people right now because none of us want to be in pain and suffering. Right? And so avoidance creates time. You want to create a fast shift. You need to be willing to look at what's there. Okay. So I think this is a good time to do the Thrive in 5 practice.
Yes, indeed. Let's jump in.
So this Thrive in 5 practice is called body scan. It's a 5-minute body scan that we're going to do. So in that body scan, Gabriel's going to start it and then I'm going to finish it. So we're going to do our best to keep it to 5 minutes because we want you to experience the power of 5 minutes. That you can actually shift a lot, but you have to be willing to bend time within your mind to be like, I can create a shift in 5 minutes. How many of you right now feel like you could actually create a shift in 5 minutes? Let us know. Put your hand up, give us a 5, say yes, something. How many of you right now believe that you can create a shift in 5 minutes? And if you can't, let us know that too. Because if you can't, this is where you get to choose. If you're hearing, I don't know if this is possible, I don't think healing can happen that fast, that's all your belief system. You're seeing the light is shining right now on your limitations. That's great. Triggers and limitations, when you see them, are great because now you know that you've got room to grow. You got something to deal with. You got a clean house. So what if for this moment you could let me just tweak that. Let me just get outside my comfort zone for a second and let me just try on the hat, the belief system of, what if I could shift something in 5 minutes? Just what if? Get curious. Right? Don't be hard on yourself. Just what if? What if? What if I could shift something powerfully in 5 minutes? Okay. All right. I'm going to watch the clock for us. If you feel me, give you a little tap.
Yeah, it's time.
It's time. Okay. I will watch the clock.
Okay, so we're doing speedy relaxation.
Wow. Normally, Gabriel will walk us through this really nice, like, relaxation that's like 8 to 10 minutes. And I was like, let's do 5 minutes. Okay. 5 minutes.
Yes,
so we're not going to go through the whole relaxation process. We trust that you just sitting here and being in the vibes is enough right now. But we really want you to give you the practice so that you can then take this 5 minutes with no excuses and be like, I got 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So right where you are, just feel comfortable on the seat or space. If you're laying down, that's great. If you're sitting up, that's great. But just make sure that your body feels as relaxed as possible. You feel the weight bearing down and you feel the body and the joints loosening, the muscles relaxing. And then I'd like you to just begin to breathe. Become aware of your breathing. Feel the silky smoothness of the breath as it enters the nostrils and moves through the lungs, all the way down, filling you. And as you exhale, feel it moving out again smoothly. It's like a liquid, like a fluid. It's like a fluid. Feel that fluidity of the breath and let it relax you more deeply. The body is like a balloon. As you inhale, you fill it. And as you exhale, you release any concerns, any cares, any doubts, any questions. Just release it all as if it's a mist leaving the body. And breathe in. And exhale, and if you need to sigh to relax a bit more, go ahead and go, relax. And breathe in deeply again. And relax, and if you like that sigh, and sigh again. And one more time, take that deep breath. And exhale. Good. Now receive.
So I want you to take your hand, keep your eyes closed, and take your hand for a moment and take your other thumb and push into your hand for a moment, just so that we know you can feel. Right? Take your thumb, push it into your hand and feel it. Push, and then release. Now take that same thumb and put it somewhere else on your body. It could be your hip, it could be your leg, it could be your belly, it could be your face. And then just gently put pressure. If you can, just give it a little extra so that you feel that. You're bringing awareness to your body. And then pick another part in your body. And then see if you can just push it a little bit more, bringing awareness. You're like, yep, I can feel that. Especially if you go around the hips and the legs, there's a lot of meridians that get clogged. So let's see if you can just push your thumb into a part on your leg or your hips or your thighs and push. Oh, you're like, yeah, I feel that. And then release. So now you know you're awake. Your body's like, yes, I'm awake. I feel that. So you have one of two options. You can either use your hands to scan. Some of you that are healers, you're attuned to energy, you might be able to use your hands and kind of scan your own field. If that's way out of your comfort zone right now, then what I want you to do is go inside and start at your head, at the top of the head, and you're going to view and feel all the way through you. So as you scan, you're just feeling, you're being aware. There's no pressure to change anything. You're just scanning, you're viewing. It's kind of like if you were to look at another person, you might look at them from head to toe and you're like, oh, nice hat. I love their eye color. I love their hair. You notice certain things as you go all the way down. It's the same thing in your own body. Start at your head and have an awareness as you go through your body with the curiosity in mind. What am I aware of? What's here? What am I aware of and what's here? What am I aware of? What's here? Now you might feel something, your mind, your eyes might be drawn to a certain part of your body. It could be joyful, it could be achy, it could be pingy, it could be stingy, it could be stiff, it could be relaxed. Whichever way it goes, just be open to the experience. We're creating deeper awareness so that your mind move from head all the way through your body in your own time for the next 2 minutes. And just be aware of whatever's going on in your body, your emotions. If you're aware of chakras, what's happening in your chakras, your energy field. And just relax and be aware of what's there. Just holding it for another 30 seconds. Just be aware. Let your mind drift into the body, wander around. Be curious. What am I aware of? And then take a deep breath in. And I want you to bring each breath into wherever you had an awareness. So wherever your mind was brought to, whatever came to surface, with every inhale, breathe the breath into that part of your body, your energy field, your chakras, and let the breath fill that part of your body. And then on every exhale, let everything else go and soften. And another deep breath into that part of the body. And let everything go and soften. One more deep breath in. Bring all of your breath, all of your tension, bring light into that part of your body. Let it expand. And on the exhale, let everything go and let everything soften. And whenever you're ready, I invite you to gently open the eyes and just notice what has shifted without racing or doing anything next. Just notice what has shifted and maybe write it down if you want. Be aware, what has shifted? How do I feel now? Amazing. So whenever you're ready, you can come back into the space and open your eyes. And let us know in the comments, what was that experience like for you? What were you aware of? And then, more importantly, what shifted? What is a state that shifted, a feeling, your presence? Did you feel tingly? I know for me, I felt in my lower belly. I can tell the moment that I'm going to ovulate. Like I can tell in the moment when I'm preparing to ovulate. I can tell every little thing that's going on in my body. So I can feel like my uterus is doing something. And then right after that, I was like, oh, okay, I see what's happening. And then my awareness went right up to my third eye. And there was all this like, and then immediately I felt my hands activate. And I felt all this energy and light going out to all of you. And then at the very end, I just felt so much peace and light and breath. Right? Amazing. We can shift in 5 minutes. We can. What if we could shift something in 5 minutes? Let's just see what's happening in the comments here on Facebook. I'm just going to lean in a little bit more.
Yep, I had a little
feel
something
at
happen too.
peace.
A toroidal spiral
Cool.
going downward, golden light, and then these kite structures being built. New structures with 14 in it.
Ooh.
14. So 14.
Oh, I love that
is
number.
the number. 14 is the number of the day.
So good.
Yes. That's a 5 too, by the way. 1 and 4. 5. Yeah. When it came.
Michelle is saying could feel my
Yes.
neck, hip, holding something much more relaxed. That's great. Feel at peace. Yes. Content. Let's just see here. I have more grounded and feel more grounded and peaceful. The tightness is gone. That's
Good,
amazing. Good. So beautiful. So good. Awesome. So good. So that is the practice. And what I would recommend is that whenever you feel like you want to strengthen that inner awareness, and this takes practice. This takes practice. It's not just, this is something that I really want all of you to hear, is that the practice, when you practice it, leads to a lifestyle. When people ask us all the time, they're like, how do you guys hold so much? How do you move so much so fast? How do you hold it all together and not fall apart in the midst of like so many moving things? It's because of these practices that we're sharing with you here, that we choose to do the practice, that practice becomes an everyday thing that then becomes our life and lifestyle. I don't even have to think about these practices because they're so embodied that I just know when something's off, I feel it. Because this exact practice that we just gave you, this is something Gabriel and I have both done a cajillion times. So when you take a simple practice like that and you practice it, the practice becomes embodied. The embodiment creates the lifestyle shift. And then it becomes a way of being and living. And this is really, really important. Okay, it's no longer just a theory or a concept or a random tool in your tool bag. It becomes a part of you. So when something's like tick, 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 tap, 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 you're like, hey, okay, I feel that. What am I aware of? You drop in. You start to move energy a little bit. And that becomes a part of you. You become so embodied within it. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I like exactly what you said there.
Perfect.
Yeah, yes.
So, are you ready for your first official scavenger hunt item?
Mm-hmm.
You ready? So you can get out your map if you have it, or you can print it off if you want, or have it in your workbook. And I'm not sure if this is the right way for you, if it's backwards. But on day 1, where this arrow starts, right here, okay, you're going to write pine or palm. Pine or palm. And what we mean by that is it's a pine tree or a palm tree. Now we're going to give some context for this. The reason why he said pine or palm is because 6 months we live in Canada and 6 months we live in the tropics. So in Canada, we're surrounded by pine trees.
Yes.
And at 1 o'clock, you're going to see a post go up in the Facebook group, and I'll send it out by email as well, where it gives some examples of different pine trees that are really great trees that you could collect from. Okay. And what we want you to do is take a piece of that pine. It could be a piece of the bark. It could be a piece of the pine needles. And you're going to ask for the blessing from the tree to receive it, to take it, and you're going to retrieve it. Okay. If you live in the tropics, there are many trees down here that we don't have in Canada, and many trees in Canada that we don't have here. So this is why we said a pine or a palm. And you're going to see there's the pine list, and then there'll be the palm list. There's cocoa trees, there's coconut trees, there are, what's that substitute for cocoa again? Carob. There are carob trees down here. I did some research about this. There's carob trees. There's also the tree resins. So there is frankincense, myrrh. There's a whole list of them. I was going to try and pull up the document, but I'll let you guys see it. You can take a look at it. And you're going to go on your scavenger hunt. You're going to find it. The reason why we chose something from a tree is this. Trees are so strong. Remember, today is about strengthening your inner awareness and strengthening your connection to yourself. So when you go and find this item, it's not just me going and finding a tree item, okay? We want you to set the intention before you even go out, and maybe while you're walking and on this journey, whether you have your kids with you or you're solo or you're doing it with somebody else, set the intention to tune into the tree energy. What does the tree represent? For me, tree is strength. Tree is grounding. Tree represents wisdom, years of wisdom that it holds. Immovable, even though some trees can fall and break, but they're strong. They sway in times of challenge.
But they're still strong.
They're very strong.
Because of that sway, right? And the next element of trees, I want to add this, would be, if you look at how trees function in our world, at least, they're rooted in the ground, right? But then their leaves and branches reach up into the air, and the air is a medium. And they're interacting with that medium and picking up information and reacting to that information as well. Just like that, our nervous system, if you look at it, our nerves are shaped kind of like trees, right? And on that inner level, it's reading the information of the body and carrying information back and forth as well. So in a sense, the trees are like the nerves of our body. And to really be rooted, to be grounded, to be centered emotionally, right, is to have strong nerves. But that tree is the essence of that. That tree, that strength, that connection to everything, and that being able to gently stay rooted or grounded in times when, things might not necessarily be favorable conditions, environmental conditions, right? Being able to do that, being able to ground into that, and having that as a symbol of that. That's what it is, a symbol.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So again, you're going to take that, what the tree is to you. So it could be strength, it could be grounding, it could be rooting, it could be the nervous system, recalibration, the interconnectedness, strong mind, strong body, strong heart, strong health, whatever you need, feeling stabilized, feeling supported, whatever that tree energy is, okay? For you, you could use some of the examples we just gave, and that's the intention, the energy we want you to hold and carry as you go and search for this item, so that it's not just an external item. You are invoking, you are bringing into you, you're embodying those qualities. If the tree represents strength, I am strength. If the tree represents a balanced nervous system, I have a balanced nervous system. If the tree represents being grounded and rooted, I have strong roots and I'm grounded. You see what I'm saying? So everything this week will be external. Let's go find and play and have fun and connect in the deepest way, and then bring it in. That's how you're going to embody this work. Bring it in. Okay? Post your pictures, post your videos. If you want to play with us, we're going to be posting our videos as we go and search for ourselves down here. And again, if you post and you share, your name's going to go into a draw for some beautiful gifts that we're going to do at the end of the week. I think I've covered everything for today. Yes. Anything else that you want to add?
Yes, go out, seek, find, have fun, enjoy the
Mhm.
scavenger hunt, explore the
Mhm.
trees, right? And, think about the symbology of it as well as you do it, right? Really make it, even though it's an external thing that you're doing, bring that in, bring the meaning of that into your world. Yeah, you go ahead.
I have one more thing that I want to say before we go. We want to make sure that every single person in this experience feels so held and supported. So we have opened up our calendar this week for short, fast spurts, 15-minute calls, where if you want to talk to one of us and get super clear on, you come to the table with a very clear, like, this is what I want to shift, or this is what I'm dealing with. This is what I want to shift, or this is what this is what I'm dealing with.
Yeah.
And you come to that call with either Gabriel, Alexandra, or myself. 15 minutes. We're going to help you look at it, laser in on it, and give you a very clear path to what's going to help you thrive. Because all of you are moving through different things. Some of you are moving through big emotions like depression. Some of you are moving through grief. You've lost loved ones. Some of you are moving through job and career transitions. Some of you are going through some financial things. Some of you have other stuff going on. I know my dad's got heart things going on, there's all different things that people are moving through. So we want to be able to best support you. And the best way to do that is to jump on a quick Thrive personalized call for you. So if you want that, just type the word call, and then Alexandra will reach out to you. We'll schedule it between her, me, and Gabriel. But you got to come to the table super clear because they're 15 minutes. All right. And they're free. We want to do this for you because we know it's important. All of you are moving through different things, and we want to be able to help you create your own unique Thrive path. What is going to help you? What tool is going to help you? But you got to come to the table super clear. What do I want to shift? Or what is it that I'm dealing with? Okay. One of the two. Okay. So we'll catch the comments. We'll reach out to you. Make sure that you're in connection with us as well. If you're tuning in on YouTube or Facebook, please make sure that you write your name so that we can come and find you. And if we can't somehow find you in all of this and you don't hear from us within the next 2 or 3 hours, please find us somewhere on social media or email us back. Okay. So the best email to use would be client care. We'll use that one today. Client care at terraantler.com. Client care at terraantler.com. That's probably one of the fastest ways because we can all monitor that one.
Yes, and if you're not on Facebook itself, you can go to Facebook Messenger without actually having Facebook itself too, right? So if you do send a message to one of us on Facebook Messenger, which is not Facebook itself, we'll be in contact with you as well. We'll make sure and check our Messenger messages to see if we can catch up with you as well. Okay.
Perfect.
Cool. So you have options.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. We're so excited for tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to go through a whole other bit of goodness with you. Please let us know in the comments if you need anything. We'll get you guys scheduled for those calls, get you moving, get you growing. And if you need anything at all, we're here. Okay. Thank you so much. Sending so much love to you all. Have the most beautiful day today. Have fun with your scavenger hunt. Bye.